Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, please stay tuned.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 224 446. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on.
Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, Marty. We're glad everybody could join us today. I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh. Check us out on the World Wide Web at www.ntnm.org, where you can watch all of our shows on YouTube. Over 70,000 watched to this point. Community policing, we're very big on that. We hope at this point we've got a really great new commander that everybody's going to embrace and is going to do a great job for the community. Sonny Hersh, who's the entire technical crew, is the chairman of the 24th District of the Chicago Police Department over here. And he's got a website, caps24.org, in which you can find all the community policing meetings for West Rogers Park, and part of Edgewater, caps24.org. Attend your CAPS meeting, get to know your police. Even if you don't go to your CAPS meeting, if you see a problem, call 911. Let the police know about it. And it's a really important thing to do. And when you look at those message boards, you're not being in touch with the police. Maybe you're meeting somebody, your neighbors. Maybe you're socializing, whatever you're doing. But whatever you're doing, you're not helping yourself at all with any neighborhood problems or police stuff. As a matter of fact, one of the problems is, you know that if you don't hook up with the police at the right time, you might have to be in front of my next guest, Judge Michael Bender.
Avi, how are you?
Very good. And first of all, let me say it's a pleasure to have you on there for the first time as your honor.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And of course, I wouldn't say long line, but at least it is a family line. His father, who has been a guest on the show, Gerald Bender, is a really terrific guy and also a judge. Now you were just recently appointed.
In November of 2008.
And where are you serving?
I'm in the Daily Center, and every day is a different experience, different courtrooms, and I'm happy to serve wherever I'm asked to serve.
Oh, so basically they're giving you like you're getting like the smorgasbord menu.
There's various courtrooms, and it's can range anywhere from criminal to civil, from various floors, and just a pleasure to serve and be able to pursue justice for the residents of Cook County and the state of Illinois.
Well, you certainly not only have the family background, but the right temperament. If somebody actually had to appoint somebody as a judge, you'd be the right guy.
It's nice of you to say.
And I got to tell you, even my Irish buddies are telling me, Bender, he's terrific.
Oh, it's nice to hear.
So, it goes across lines, that's for sure. So tell us something about your background.
Well, I litigated before I became a judge. In November of 2008, I had litigated for 17 years, practicing in almost every courtroom, every type of case that you could find within Cook County and any of the outlying counties, many courtrooms throughout the state of Illinois. I past president of a bar association. I had personally did a lot of pro bono work, a lot of community work. Represented Simon Wiesenthal personally. May he rest in peace. I'm active with. I was active with the Skokie Park District. I was president of the Skokie Park District for quite some time, where we brought forth a lot of programs to help the community and make it interactive for all. I had practiced in almost every area of law that one could imagine, and I find that to be beneficial when I'm asked to make a decision in a courtroom, and I could draw upon my many years of litigation experience to see, what it is that the lawyers are experiencing, what the litigants are experiencing, and what the proper thing to do is.
Now, I mean, there's so many different types of law, and I guess you're getting a taste of all of it. Now, did they do that in order to get an idea of where you're going to fit in, right? Or,
there's very well thought out training program for judges.
Yeah.
We go through 2 weeks of formal training, one by the state and one by the county. And then we're given mentors. Before we take a courtroom, we actually sit next to another judge who's been there for a while. It's a pretty well thought out system. I take my hat off to the Illinois Supreme Court. I take my hat off to Chief Judge Evans. They really thought out a system that works well, and it's all part of it.
About a year ago, I actually had a different look at the justice system than I ever had before. I got called for jury duty, and I actually got picked on a jury.
Oh, how did that go?
And that was, you know what, I hate to say it, I loved it. I was so afraid of being picked. I thought after they picked me, I should have brought up that I'm a beat facilitator for the Chicago Police Department. They wouldn't have picked me. But it was actually, I was at 26th in California. It was Judge Diane Cannon, not the movie star. That would have been cool. But, and it was actually somebody who had shoplifted from Walgreens, who had been sitting at county for 2 or 3 months awaiting, who insisted on a jury trial, even though there were several eyewitnesses and 8 cameras showing him shoplifting. And it was a fairly quick decision. Of course, the food there wasn't kosher, but I wasn't too worried about that. But it was such a fascinating thing to see the other side of life, to listen to the judge's instructions, to actually have to sit in judgment over somebody, which is something I always kind of dreaded. But in this particular case, the decision was so obvious. But I felt the judge led us in a very proper manner. And the instructions of the judges was something that, no matter what somebody's politics were, you figure you get 12 strangers in a room. If we started talking politics or religion, we'd be in fistfights. But given the judge's instructions and given that people took seriously what their responsibilities were, I almost felt like I was really doing something noble when I was doing it. And it really felt good.
Did you feel the jurors followed the jury instructions?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great.
I got to tell you, that wasn't even a question. What I might have thought about justice one way or another was wiped out of my mind because I was doing things there under a legal system, and I had to follow the dictates of the legal system. I mean, this wasn't frontier justice or the Old West or anything like that. It's like the law is the law, and you go. I felt it was actually something of a I don't know if sacred's the right word, but it certainly was a civic responsibility.
Well, it's the pursuit of justice.
It was, and I was very glad I was part of it.
It's wonderful.
It also means I can't get called for a couple of years now. I was surprised how many policemen got called for that.
Everybody can be called, lawyers, judges, anybody. There's no exemptions.
Yeah, I used to be being a reporter. I used to be one of the exemptions, but not anymore.
No, everybody serves.
No, that's for sure, and I think it's a good thing. It gives people a look at what really happens over there.
Well, it's important people see that their court system actually works for them, so they're secure in their legal system. It's very, very important. I've always felt that way. When I was president of the Decalogue Society, I actually held public forums for people to come out to the various libraries and discuss with the Bar Association what it is that they like to see their legal system do. And then from there we tried to implement certain things. So I've always been a big advocate of having people understand their legal system and having it be, for lack of a better word, user-friendly.
Yeah, the Decalogue Society, of course, is a very important bar association and something that's highly respected, throughout the area. So that's a terrific notch to have in your camp. As a matter of fact, one of the nice things I've liked when I started interviewing judges, which happened by accident, but it's not only educational. I find that people really, really enjoy watching judges and seeing what they're like and getting an idea for how a judicial mind works and what's involved in the judicial system. And it's something that too many people ignore. I mean, I've got people who just tell me I'm doing this. I don't think I'm doing much of anything, but people tell me this is such a wonderful service because nobody talks about judges or takes a look at the system. And I just think it's such, God forbid you should have to be in front of a judge, but if you do, it's good to have an idea what's going on. I mean, listen, I've had my share of traffic tickets, that's for sure. Thank God I never got convicted. I was guilty every time, but I was never convicted. But that's many years ago. The legal system changed. Now if you go to traffic court, it's like they want your money. So, usually, though, you get to go to school or whatever. Have you been in traffic court? Have you done that also?
Oh, yes. That's actually part of my current assignment. I'll do traffic, sure.
Yeah, because that's got to be, how many cases, like for instance, how many cases a day?
Well, when you, I just want to be clear, when you say traffic, you're talking about You're talking about tickets for moving violations. You're not talking about specifically DUIs.
Right. No, not at all.
Right.
There's two kinds of tickets. I mean, I'm not
Right.
talking about parking offenses.
Right.
Usually,
I'll handle either one, but
Yeah.
I thought you were specifically right now talking about the moving violations in the heavy call rooms.
Right. No, as a matter of fact, the last time I got a ticket, it was for doing a right turn on a red, and which was my fault. I was guilty. Thank God. The judge was very nice. And but there's actually two different kinds of. There's more than one kind of courtroom, you know. Because one time I got caught doing 93 and a 30 on Western Avenue, and boy was I guilty. And I knew I better come with a really good lawyer. As a matter of fact, thanks Mike Moses, who everybody in that court, that was serious speeders room. 6 months, no license. 2 years, no license. $500 fine, $1,000 fine. And this is 20-something years ago. And because thank God I never had a moving violation. Not that I wasn't guilty of many of them, but I was never convicted of a moving violation. Mike was able to get the judge to give me like a supervision, and the basic deal was that if I got a ticket within the terms of supervision, I got stuck with the whole thing. And thank God, I want to tell you, that's the last time I really got a real ticket that I knew I was guilty of at the time. I was in a hurry to get somewhere, and that was not a smart thing to do. But anyway, the main thing is, you know what? Now, first of all, unfortunately, you actually do have to run for office at some point. So, frankly, I think merit-wise, I'd be more than happy to appoint you and keep you there. But if people want to find out about you,
I have a website.
Yeah.
I have a website. It's www.electjudgebender.com. It talks about the February 2nd Democratic primary, where I will be on the ballot for the 9th Sub-Circuit. I currently serve the 9th Sub-Circuit. It's a new position in the 9th Sub-Circuit that opened last November. The Illinois Supreme Court bestowed the honor of me of serving in that capacity. And in February, I'll be up for election to continue to represent the 9th Sub-Circuit in the state of Illinois as a judge. So the website is www.electjudgebender.com. I have an interactive map powered by Google, so you can click on Google on there. There's a Google map. You can see if you're in the district, see if you are in the 9th Sub-Circuit, or if your friends are, and zoom in and zoom out. There's all types of ways to communicate with the campaign through there, and I'm always available for any questions anybody may have.
www.electjudgebender.com. I want to thank you very much, Michael Bender.
Avi, thank you very much.
And we'll keep you very much appraised as things go, because I want to tell you, everybody, I know myself that he's one of the really good guys and somebody we need to keep on the bench. I want to thank my entire technical crew, Sonny Hersh. Hi, Rebecca. How you doing? Glad you could join your dad today. Thanks, everybody. Segment 2 coming up.